So, good morning. Facebook really gave me a hard time to get into it. So, let me just check if I'm live. If you can see me and hear me, do me a favor, just write a comment. And but I will also check here on Facebook and see if this is working. Okay, yes. Okay, good morning, everybody. Long time no see, I know. One day was between some holidays, so that was, and I was in Johannesburg. We had an international seminar there. No, it's called a National Seminar for Africa for karate, but we had lots of international guests there, so that was exhausting. Responsible for over 160 attendees, just making sure that everybody feels comfortable there. So, but we did it, yes. So, and that worked really well. It was exhausting, but of course was also fun. So, and now I'm 2 days here in Durban, and then on Wednesday I'm flying again to Johannesburg and will do a workshop there in the Orkney area. So yes, good morning. Marilise is in there. That is great. Just for everybody to know, Marilise is one of our funding consultants, and she is in Port Elizabeth. I hope I didn't mix that up now. So, and if you need somebody to sit down with, she's an experienced accountant and got some training here from me to make sure that she also has a good understanding about the funding landscape in South Africa. Yes, few people are coming in now. That is great. So let's just dive into our meeting in our topic. What I wanted to talk, and because I'm lots of times people ask me this, and I thought, okay, let me just try to explain that. Lots of people ask me which businesses are easily fundable, and there is not this sort of business is easy fundable easy answer to this. It's a little bit more complex, but I will definitely explain that to you. Maybe let me just introduce myself. My name is Dagmar Breiling-Murray. I'm the CEO and funding strategist here at Funding Connection. And what do? Is we are a private consulting firm, and we assist entrepreneurs raising capital. We do that through lots of advisory, of course. Not every business idea is fundable. And if yes, we are able to assist with the business plan, with the financial forecast. Some cases the financiers need a feasibility study or a market demand study. And then at the end we are also assist with all the paperwork to apply successfully for funding. Because we are submitting really on a weekly basis to all the different financiers. That is why we have a high success rate. They like to work with us because they know our packages are well presented. They are consistent with the information. Everything is there. Everything is up to date. They like that because they just can make some ticks at each and every box, and it definitely helps them also to process more applications. So let's start with what is fundable in general. There are a couple of things we always highlight, and there are a couple of things I think you just also need to understand. I always recommend make sure that you have some own contribution. Yeah, in some cases you can leverage your own contribution with some grants, but the chances to raise capital 100% are quite low. And I just, it does not mean it's impossible. Please understand that. What we are doing here is you're paying for our services and we want to be clear about what is expected. And if you're paying for our services, you want your chances to increase and not to decrease. Yeah? So that's why we are always so strict and always communicating these things so clearly with you so that you understand what is expected. The other part is the easy way to apply for funding is if you have offtake agreements. That means, let's say you are a manufacturer and you manufacture, I don't know, toilet paper. Why is my computer just in case I just plug it in? It should be full. It tells me it's full, but it's still complaining. Okay, so offtake agreements, let's say you are a manufacturer, you are manufacturing, I don't know, toilet paper, let's make it easy, nothing complex, and the financiers want to have some offtake agreements, who will buy from you? And as a manufacturer, it will be annoying for you to sell one by one to end users. Yeah, one roll and here and one roll there, then you need to have a shop next door, and then it takes lots of time. Yeah, so for you to be able to increase your chances to raise the capital, I always recommend have some offtake agreements with other retailers, with wholesalers, maybe with some bigger corporates. You know, they need the toilet paper in bulk. So, or restaurants and hotels, you know, so you can be a little bit creative. It's only this one is working. Make sure these are established businesses. Your customers are not startups, because they can't prove that they will survive and they will later on really will buy from you. And I know it sounds annoying. I'm also an entrepreneur, so okay, so I understand that. Then you sometimes think, really, that's what you want from me? So, but they want to make sure, the financiers want to make sure that you are a success story. And thinking that you just set up shop, set up your manufacturer, and then everybody is knocking on your door and will buy from you is an illusion. That's never ever gonna happen. Yeah. So your job is really to go out there up front and say, this is what I want to do. I'm just calculating my capacity. So how much I need to manufacture. So, and even if you have the money, please don't do these things. Don't just start a business and then hope for the best. Yeah. And this will give you the confidence that you are on the right way. And of course, it will also give then the financiers the confidence that you're on the right way. Maxwell is also there. Good morning. Lovely to see you and hear from you again. Great. Done a couple of projects together with Maxwell, but that's already years ago. So, but they were fun. I definitely remember. I have some nice memories about them. So, and the other part is, of course, don't forget that you, of course, also need to have expertise. I'm always joking and I'm saying, so me as a farmer, I'm good with livestock, okay? Animals, not a problem. Plants, I don't know. I definitely don't have a green thumb. I forget them. I either way overwater them or I forget them and I don't water them. And then they look a little bit funny and thinking, what's wrong with you? And then 3 days later, they are dead. Okay, so everybody, all my friends are always laughing at me because I'm not giving up. I'm always buying new plants and everybody is saying, okay, let's bet how long they will survive, you know? So for me, I think crop farming or vegetable farming is maybe not the right thing for me because I don't have the expertise. Would I be good in sales? Yes. Would I be good in managing the farm? Yes. But I would need to rely on a partner who has the expertise to grow these lovely plants, and I wouldn't even, I just want you to understand these things. That's why I'm sharing this with you. I wouldn't like even to rely on a third party and say, okay, somebody comes to me and say, I'm a experienced tomato farmer and you can hire me and I will do that for you. I would be concerned. Okay, so I think what you can do is you can have a business partner. Okay, so to just cover different expertise, you can do these things. Just thinking you can hire staff who is able then to do that, because I wouldn't be able to control this guy. This guy is telling me now you need to water them, and I would need to rely on his expertise, and that can be challenging. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So just always keep that in mind. So you need to have some expertise. You need to have the offtake agreements. You need to have own contribution. You need to have the offtake agreements mean access to the market. Yeah, that's usually the word what everybody is using here. Have access to the market. So show that and prove that. Maxwell, we must do more. Yes, we definitely need to do. Shumani, thanks for the advice. Pleasure. Yeah, and something when I'm sitting lots of times with clients when they also shake their head and say these financiers, they really want to have crazy things. I'm always playing with some games, and I say, put yourselves in the shoes 5 years from now. Yeah, you made lots of money, you're a successful entrepreneur. Now somebody else comes to you and asks you, please, can you lend me some money? And then you think about what do you want to know from them, and how would you feel comfortable to lend them some money. Yeah, this is usually opens out of a sudden the eyes and people say, no, I wouldn't give myself money. I understand exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, so have that always in mind and think about it like this. And if you think about it like this and prepare your own business venture and your application like that, you should be able to raise the capital. Yeah. I know it feels, I'm also always understand if you see all these compliance requirements and what they really want from you, it is overwhelming. I understand that. But let me tell you, as a future entrepreneur from your side, and I am an experienced entrepreneur, this is your daily life from now on. Yeah. You will always life and customers and businesses and suppliers throw lots of crazy things at you, some change in regulations. You need to be confident enough and say, I'm able to manage this one step at the time. Yeah, and then you tackle one thing and at the time, and just make sure that you are always up to date. Okay, so up to date contractor. So how to apply? Okay, so sorry, I don't know your name. So what I would like to share with you is, keep in mind we are a private consulting firm. It's not that we just can say there's where you can apply for funding. We always have a look and we're making sure that you qualify, because otherwise you're wasting your time. Yeah, and we don't want this, because specifically as a startup entrepreneur, but also as an expansion, there are so many puzzle parts you need to take care of. We don't want you to waste any time in submitting applications where we would know from the beginning it's not going to work like this. Yeah, I just had this morning at 9 o'clock a meeting with some great guys. They used another consultant, and this consultant did not explain to them that if their clients need to import products and then want to sell it here in South Africa, government institutions will not be able to finance that. There are some ways around it, but they submitted applications. That was not the only one. They had a couple of them and could say, okay, this is not working, that is not working, this doesn't even is covered by CIFA. So they wouldn't finance this, and this consultant just submitted all the all the applications, and they never ever got any feedback, well, because it was not even complete uh, submitted, and it would not even fit into the mandate, in this case for CIFA. Yeah. So we always need to have a look at what product, are you a startup, are you an expansion, what product or service do you want to offer, how much capital you need, for what do you need the capital, and then I'm able to advise you and say, okay, it's working like this, it's not working like this, you need to change it a little bit like this, to be able to raise the capital, because we want to make sure that you are able to tick all the boxes of the financiers, because otherwise they will decline. Yeah? Okay, so are there any questions at the moment from your side? Nothing at the moment. Okay, so let me just summarize. Maybe that is good for you. So be clear about it. Oh yes, there are a couple of other things. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about all the applications we just submitted last week. So be clear. Are you a startup or are you an expansion? If you say you are an expansion, you need to have annual financial statements, and you need to be, of course, compliant. You need to have a tax clearance certificate. You need to have bank account statements from the last 6 months to prove that you are actively trading. Yeah. Expansion is not for a business, for a company what is registered 6 years ago but never ever traded. Yeah? Expansion means you have been trading and you need to prove that you have been trading. It's always easier, okay, for an expansion, because we can show your expertise, we can show your skills, and to raise capital for an expansion than for a startup. But you also need, of course, to make sure that you can prove that you are an existing trading business. So then you need to have, even then, make sure you have contracts or offtake agreements in place. Make sure you have some sort of own contribution. Make sure you have the expertise and the skills in the business. Yeah? So that, and then don't be the South African creative person. Okay, so sometimes people try, so if this is what you need to submit, don't submit it from company Z instead, and be the applicant is company A. Yeah? Is a shuttle business, has that an opportunity to be funded? Namkosi? Yes. You just need to show that you have agreements in place. Yeah. So that is definitely an opportunity. You, of course, need to make sure that you have then the relevant drivers with all the relevant licenses and permits. So, but that can be definitely funded. We always, of course, need to think about that, so if you only do shuttle services on Mondays and the rest of the week the taxi is just sitting around, that will be a little bit, it will not be profitable. Does it need to be profitable? Of course. Yeah, it needs to be profitable, your business. There needs to be some profits also for the shareholder and the manager. You can't say, I'm not getting any salaries or dividends out of it in the first couple of years. Your motivation to go on, if you don't earn any money with something what gives you headaches, are difficult for financiers to accept. Yeah, and your chances that you just say, I give up, I had enough, are just high. Yeah. Okay, no more questions here this Monday morning. Okay, so for you, we may have some questions still. Then you can definitely contact us on our Facebook page here via Messenger. That is not a problem. Cherise and Kamal is sitting there on the other side and are able to advise you and guide you. You can also go to our website. Let me just share the page with you, www.fundingconnection.co.za/contact. Okay, so you can use this page, and there's also a button later on where there's a chat opportunity, and there's also an opportunity to click and do the communication via WhatsApp. Yeah. And again, Cherise and Kamal are there. They will ask you the questions. They're able to guide you and can tell you, okay, this is your next step. This is what we recommend you to do. It can mean that we say, okay, we are not able to assist, but you can go there. There's also the opportunity for us to say, okay, we are able to assist. This is how much we charge for it, and this is how we can guide you then through the full process. Okay, lovely. Take good care, everybody. I wish you an absolutely amazing and successful week. And I'm just hoping it's not that cold in Orkney, like it was not the last weekend, the weekend before in Johannesburg. It was freezing. So some of our students were even stuck in the snow when they came up from Durban to Johannesburg, and stuck in the snow also when they left on Sunday back. What a mess. Okay, so, but take good care. Wishing you all the best. I wish you a successful week, and we will definitely see us next week, Monday again. Bye.